Is now the time for the Creeper to come back in another Jeepers Creepers movie? First of all, guys, because this is about Jeepers Creepers, we might as well get the worst part out the way first, and that is address Victor Salva. We can't really do a Jeepers Creepers video without addressing Victor Salva in every single Jeepers Creepers video. I know what he's done. I appreciate that people won't watch the Jeepers Creepers movies because of him. But for me, I watch films based on the movies, not based on the people that work on it, because you will find at least one person in almost every single movie that's done something awful. Maybe not as awful as Victor Salva, but possibly sometimes worse than Victor Salva, and you just don't know yet. I'm not a hypocrite, so if I don't watch a Victor Salva movie, then I won't be watching other people's movies like Mark Wahlberg's movies or Woody Allen's movies, Roman Polanski's movies. It would be endless. I wouldn't have anything to watch if I had to go down that route. So I'm not a hypocrite. Therefore, I will watch a movie if it's good. Now that we've got that out the way, though, let's talk about Jeepers Creepers. Now, for me, the first two Jeepers Creepers movies in particular are fantastic. Some people don't really like Jeepers Creepers 2. I absolutely adore that film just as much as Jeepers Creepers 1. I think the first one just edges it slightly because we didn't know what to expect. Whereas in the second one, we knew what to expect. When it comes to Jeepers Creepers 3, it wasn't a good film. It was pretty bad, to be honest. It felt kind of like the first two movies because we had Jonathan Brett back again as the Creeper. But apart from that, it was a pretty bad film. And then Jeepers Creepers Reborn, the fourth one, it's not connected to the first three movies at all. It's a different director, which I think everyone was on board with because nobody wants Victor Salva involved, myself included. Nobody wants him involved, so we were happy that a Jeepers Creepers movie was coming out and he wasn't involved with it. However, it was one of the worst movies ever made, and I'm not exaggerating. After the fourth one, I think people gave up on the Jeepers Creepers franchise, and this video today is basically me saying we shouldn't give up on the franchise because of that bad film, even because of the third one, and even because of what Victor Salva has done in the past. Leave him out of this. Victor Salva doesn't need to be involved in a new Jeepers Creepers franchise. My idea would to be bring back the Creeper, of course, make it a trilogy because I think everyone's doing trilogies these days again, but have a 3-movie franchise, start all over again. Don't reboot it, don't remake it. What you can do is expand on what we already done. You could set the first movie in 1978 when Kenny and Darla were involved in what happened in 1978. I know that we got glimpses of Kenny and Darla in the first one, and they were mentioned in the third one as well, and they were kind of in the third one. But scrap that. What we could do is set the first movie in 1978. Then when we do a part 2, hear me out, set it in 1955, which would be 23 years before 1978, because the Creeper comes out every 23rd spring for 23 days. So the first one is 1978. The second one is 1955. So by the time you get around to doing the third film, it'll be set in 2001. And 2001 you think's modern. Well, it's not modern, especially by the time they bring this out. It'll be really old. So you will still be setting it in the past in 2001. You could maybe do characters that don't know Trish and Dari. Maybe Trish and Dari could be in it, recasting them, of course. But what I would do is set it in a different area so that the Creeper's already been around other people and killed other people in that same era. If this trilogy would be successful, then you could think about setting the Creeper in different eras. You could either go into the future, you can do modern day, or you can go further back in the past. I think the possibilities are endless because of what we saw in Jeepers Creepers 2, because the Creeper is ancient. So we could go back hundreds of years if we want and play around with it. Similar to what they've done with the Predator, with Prey. They went back in the olden days using old technology, and it's like a fish out of water for the bad guy. You can do the exact same with the Creeper because he's ancient and he has all this medieval armor, the medieval weapons and stuff. I think it'd be a really good idea. But I think to start us off, we should go back to the 70s. I think 70s is a pretty good starting point for someone like the Creeper because we always hear about the stories of Kenny and Darla. If you look at the stats online when it comes to the ratings for especially the first two Jeepers Creepers movies, and you look at YouTube and you see all the views that videos get with regards to Jeepers Creepers, it's a popular franchise. It's made hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office as well. So it's a very popular franchise. And that's not an accident, because the Creeper himself is a good modern day villain. The first two movies are good. We can still call them modern day movies, but they're still really good, creepy horror films. And I think if you bring out another proper Jeepers Creepers film, it will do well at the box office. Part 3 was marred because at that point, everybody knew who Victor Salva was, and everybody knew what his past was. So anything that he made post Jeepers Creepers 2 was always going to be cancelled. And with Jeepers Creepers 4, it was a low budget film that they probably didn't even have the rights to make. And that's what happened with that one. So I think we can forget part 3, we can forget part 4. 1 and 2 are genuinely great horror films. For me though, guys, I want to see the Creeper again on screen. I want to see him on the big screen. I've never been to the cinema to see a Jeepers Creepers movie. So I think now is the time, with all the slasher movies coming back. I know that Jeepers Creepers is more of a monster movie, but it's still got those slasher elements to it. That's why I love the first one so much, because I went into the first one expecting a slasher movie, because we were going through a slasher phase at the time. And when we found out that this guy was a monster, it gave us the best of both. It gave us a monster horror movie and it gave us a slasher movie. So now that slasher movies are coming thick and fast again, give us that monster slasher movie. So what do you guys think? Do you think they should just put the Creeper to bed and never release another Jeepers Creepers movie again? Or are you like me? Are you intrigued? Do you want to see more of the Creeper? Obviously, without Victor Salva in mind, I think we could all agree that we don't want him involved, of course. But if we get a competent director, competent producer, a competent company who can bring the Jeepers Creepers franchise back to life again, I think it can work. But what do you think, guys? As always, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever play Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back!